What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more content. It's the gamer's favorite time of year, E3 is just around the corner and a whole slew of games are set to be showcased and displayed. These are my top 10 games I want to see at E3 2019. But before I do, I have to inform y'all, Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, or any Valve title with a 3 at the end will not be on the list. Neither will Beyond Good and Evil or Dead Island 2 because they are in development hell. Also, EA and Sony have pulled out and are not going to have a conference at E3. Rather, they are going to stream and show gameplay, so that's a minor change to what they usually do at E3. Number 10 is Dragon Age 4. Now, Dragon Age 4 isn't on my list simply because it's one of my favorite BioWare franchises, but because this might be the last shot BioWare has to redeem its once illustrious name. Mass Effect 3, Andromeda, and Anthem all have been released with controversy and have rubbed fans the wrong way. Even Dragon Age Inquisition, while a really solid game, never really seemed to capture the attention of gamers quite like the Mass Effect series and other RPG titles like The Elder Scrolls. Hopefully BioWare grabs the attention of gamers everywhere by surprising us with gameplay at this year's E3. Hopefully EA doesn't ravage Dragon Age 4 with microtransaction, or else Dragon Age 4 might already be doomed. But if BioWare delivers with an engaging story, with likable characters and relationships, as well as solid action, Dragon Age 4 could capture 2019 and return BioWare to form. Number 9 on my list is a good Star Wars game. It's been a few years now since EA and Disney partnered up, and we still don't have our Star Wars masterpiece. With leaks of Star Wars 1313 and the Darth Maul game, it looked like the future for Star Wars fans was bright. I mean, just look at the footage. It speaks for itself, but instead we got a half-assed Battlefront 2, and the open-world Star Wars game we wanted has since been cancelled. Because, quote, nobody plays single-player games. The time is now to prove you deserve the license, EA. With Dragon Age 4 announced, that kills Knights of the Old Republic 3 talks, but if they hit us with a Republic Commando 2 or Jedi Academy game, fans would go nuts and hope would be slightly restored to EA owning the Star Wars license. Number 8 on my list is Dying Light 2. I believe when Dying Light 2 drops, it has a chance to take the gaming industry by storm and win Game of the Year. That's right, I said it. Dying Light, I believe, can be Game of the Year. Introducing improved parkour and movement along with an ever-changing world that's impacted by the choices you make promises to keep playthroughs fresh and exciting. And with what I've seen in the trailers, the story seems to be an improvement from the first game. However, I am still a little worried since the side quests in the first game left a lot to be desired. I hope that they improve on this in the sequel. More should be shown at E3, as well as potentially a release date, at least I hope so. Up next at number 7 is The Outer Worlds. With the implosion of Bethesda, in steps Obsidian Studios to get me back onto another hype train. The Outer Worlds is a sci-fi first-person RPG with a colorful setting and an even more colorful cast of characters. Just a few minutes into the trailer, and I'm already more interested into the game than I ever was with Fallout 76. I can't wait to dive deeper into the lore of the game and unravel more of the story. If there's a studio I trust outside of CD Projekt Red and a handful of others, it's Obsidian Studios, as I trust them to deliver a satisfying experience. With a branching narrative and companions who you might actually give a shit about, as if you don't treat them right they will leave you and abandon your mission, I'm really stoked to see how The Outer Worlds turns out, and I hope I get to see more at this upcoming E3. Maybe you were the type of player to make a paladin army, or maybe you went more for a monk army, or maybe you were the type of player who walled themselves in to protect themselves from vastly superior players. No matter which player you were, Age of Empires made its mark on the RTS genre and has a place in almost all of our hearts. Age of Empires 4 is number 6 on my list. I've long been a fan of the franchise from Age of Empires to Age of Kings to the remake they made last year. But not only is it returning, it's coming back with Relic Studios at the helm, the developers of the much beloved Company of Heroes series. Not much is known about Age of Empires 4 at the moment, but there is speculation that the series could approach the modern era. And with Relic and their experience in World War II strategy games, I have no doubt they will be able to implement the modern era into Age of Empires. Hopefully more is streamed at E3 this year, showing us more of what to expect from Age of Empires 4. Number 5 on my list is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now I know what you're thinking, all you do is complain about EA and the bullshit they constantly pull and how they don't deserve the Star Wars license. So why should I be excited? How about the fact that this is a single player Star Wars game where you play as a Jedi? Second, the setting. Fallen Order takes place during the Dark Times where Jedi were hunted to near extinction. That means that we could possibly see Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, and once again the Emperor possibly. I don't know about the Emperor, but most definitely Darth Vader and the Inquisitors. Thirdly, Respawn is behind the development of Fallen Order, and with the Titanfall franchise, as well as its new hit Apex Legends, I have faith in them to deliver on a dark, gritty, single-player Star Wars experience. As if that wasn't enough to get you hyped, the combat is being overseen by ex-Santa Monica developer Stig Osman, who worked on the combat for the first 3 God of War games. Also, it's a Star Wars game, so I can't help but be hyped. Number 4 on my list is Elder Scrolls 6. If my past self from 8 years ago were to see this list with no context, and seen Elder Scrolls 6 at number 4, hands most definitely would have been thrown. But oh how the mighty have fallen. The shit show codenamed Fallout 76 took a monster dump on Bethesda's reputation as a studio and wiped out decades of gaming excellence. Well, sort of. We all should have seen the writing on the wall with Fallout 4. I mean, what did Bethesda think would happen using the same engine they used 8 years ago on Skyrim? I could easily put this at 10 solely on the fact that Elder Scrolls 6 will be developed using, you guessed it, the same creation engine used to power the last Elder Scrolls. This won't be as shitty as Fallout 76, since modders will fix a lot of the problems Bethesda is incapable of fixing themselves, which is why I have hope for Elder Scrolls 6, and hopefully this means a bounce back to form for Bethesda. Number 3 on my list is Ghost of Tsushima, or however you pronounce it. If you ask me, the only thing that can rival the badassness of mowing down enemies with a lightsaber is slicing and dicing any poor fool stupid enough to cross your katana's blade. We've seen gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima, and it is jaw-dropping. The look of the game fully immerses you into the role of a samurai defending his homeland from Mongol invaders. Jin, the main character, has to adapt and become a ghost, using stealth and brutality to drive back these invaders. Add this game to the long list of PS4 exclusives that have made the PS4, in my opinion, the must-own system of this console generation. Hopefully at E3 we learn more about Ghost of Tsushima, and hopefully we get a release date and it's in 2019. Speaking of console exclusives, Halo Infinite comes in at number 2 on my list. Call it bias, but I need there to be a good Halo game for Xbox One. The original Xbox had Halo 1 and 2. Xbox 360 had Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo ODST. Xbox One has Halo 5, one of, if not the worst Halo to date, and that hurts to say. Not much is known about Halo Infinite, but the trailer hints at possibly a larger, more open world, which would be a first for the series. There's wildlife and different environments shown off, and oh yeah, frickin' Master Chief looking over the landscape, and later driving a warthog hopefully to go kick some Covenant ass. This could be the game to put Halo and Microsoft back in contention and give people a reason to go buy and own an Xbox. Maybe this will bring all our old Halo friends online one last time. Finally, the number 1 title I want to see more of at E3 2019, Cyberpunk 2077. The amount of hype that is gathered around Cyberpunk is hard to fathom. CD Projekt Red has a lot of pressure to deliver a hit that everyone's expecting, but from what I've seen from gameplay, count me in as a believer in Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red's commitment to fleshing out the vision of Cyberpunk's creator, Mike Pondsmith, is admirable, as they have had him along helping to guide them and capture the atmosphere of the game. The dedication to getting things as right as they can be is why no one should worry about the development of Cyberpunk 2077. Just in this clip of gameplay, you can see how alive the marketplace and streets are. The towering buildings, roaring cars, and overhead rail system, as well as the interesting characters and dialogue options, makes this open world a world I can't wait to jump into. Hopefully at this upcoming E3, we learn more and see more, and hopefully, possibly, get a release date for this anticipated title from CD Projekt Red. So those are the top 10 games I want to see at E3 2019. What games did I miss? What I get wrong? What I get right? Let me know in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe for more content, and stay tuned for my Devil May Cry review video coming out probably this Monday. See you on the next Nocturnal Game Review.